All right. That game did not end like we thought it was going to. What's going on, guys? It's Ev with the Celtics Live postgame. Celtics fell to the Lakers 129-128, and of course, Rajon Rondo puts a dagger in the Celtics' heart with a second chance off an Al Horford block. The rebound got tipped around a little bit. Rondo ends up with it and flicks it up there. Wins it. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible. If you guys are watching live on Periscope, on Twitter, make sure you're staying up with the conversation here. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you let me know in the comments below what you thought of that game. We also have a shirt of the stream. It's the JT Smooth shirt. JT had a good game. Ugh. That was tough. Pat Smack says he can't stop throwing up. Of course, it's Rondo. Of course, Rondo finishes the Celtics off. We'll go through some of the stats here, and then we'll talk about the game. Oh, I was so fucking ready to get on here with an energetic and just pumped up stream, and Rondo. Ugh. All right, we'll go through some of the stats here. Kyrie Irving led the way. He had a pretty rough game, but kind of stepped up when it counted. He did, but 24 and 24, 7 and 8 from Kyrie. Tatum was right there, 22 and 10 from him, a double-double. And then we had Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice was a monster tonight. 22 and 6. But yeah, like I said, I was ready to come on here, get pumped up. We just beat the Lakers. And Rajon Rondo, the one-time Celtic, long-time Celtic, I guess I could say, just took every single Celtics fan out there and just stuck the knife in and twisted it. Ugh. Oh, ridiculous. And then the fact that it's for LeBron, too. It's double. The one-time Celtic star in Rondo ends it. Double covered, too, by Hayward, and Morris had two hands in his face. And it came after a second chance shot. Al Horford blocked it. The ball got tipped around. Ugh, ridiculous. I don't know. We could start talking about Kyrie. Kyrie was absent. Almost absent this game, until the end. Kyrie was 6 of 21, and I would say, what did he have, 11 in the fourth quarter out of his 24? That's not a good game out of Kyrie. He could have been there, but I don't know. It came down to one play. If this game flips on that, if this game is the opposite, if Rondo missed that shot, we're not necessarily shitting on Kyrie. That was such a close game, man. Such a close game. But that's the type of team the Celtics should just be able to smack. I know they have LeBron. I know they have the young core. But damn, that's a team out of the playoffs in the West. I think they're 500, just about. Celtics should be able to smack them. They didn't. Another rough one from the Celtics. You can't even complain about some of the I don't know. It's I'm having a tough time complaining about Kyrie. I totally get that. I think he stunk. For the most part of that game, Kyrie stunk. He needed to be there. He's the star. He needed to go there. But when they needed him, which I guess you could say they needed him earlier in the game too. Totally fair. But he made his shots late. He gave him the lead. They played well late. Oh man, Rajon Rondo. Of course. You know what I mean? Of course. Crazy. That was ridiculous. But that's what I'm more as a team where did it go wrong? They were, and now I know you guys don't like when I spin this a little bit on Brad Stevens, but Brad Stevens had an 18-point lead, I believe, with Jaylen Brown in there. He takes Jaylen Brown out, and down the shitter the team goes. There's still been, I think, every single game, even in a Celtics win, we can start to see little, out of sync things with the rotation that Brad Stevens maybe pulls the plug on a guy too early and that type of thing. It's just that was just too. I don't know. It was such a close game that it's it'd be easy to shit on them if they got blown out by the Lakers. But from halftime till this, it's I was ready to jump on here and put my head through the ceiling. I was so excited. They came back and won. They lost the lead a few times, but damn. It's tough. God Fokker says the Lakers got lucky. Yeah, I mean, they did, but the Celtics, I don't know. The Celtics should have just closed them out. The Celtics should have fucking closed them out when they're up 18 points. That is when this team should have been like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I mean, we're up 18. We're starting to lose lead. Screw that. Let's go. Let's take them out. Let's win this game. And they didn't. Jaylen Brown got taken out of the game, and then the team just kind of went downhill. Jaylen had a good game. Jaylen had 18 tonight. And that was almost the turning point, because that was right before, if we can remember, before halftime. It was like a 3-5 minute cold spell, absolute cold spell. So that was where we lost that game in my mind. It did come down to a last play, but I'm having a tough time shitting on Kyrie, really, because Kyrie scored late in the game. I think he had the last 11 points for the Celtics. That's pretty big. Pat Smack says he scored with too much time. Yeah, but when you're down by one, right? You're not holding necessarily for the last shot, because you don't know what's gonna be there. Kyrie got to the hoop. You take that. I don't really mind Kyrie doing that, because think about it like this: the Celtics did stop the Lakers' shot. Brandon Ingram tried to do a little scoop move. Al Horford blocked it. They didn't get the board. So it's not even like yes, that still bodes to your point of too much time, but if they just grab the rebound after that block or something, the ball bounced a different way, we're looking at a Celtics win. I'm on here probably a little bit more excited. So, yeah, I don't know. It was more of like the middle of the game. Like, I'm mad that the Celtics didn't step on the Lakers' throat when they were up double digits. Why? Why didn't you just say, screw you guys, boom? That's so annoying to me almost. That's what I would use the word. It's so annoying. It's like, hey, you had your chance, kill him, take him out. Brad Stevens, do something. You know what I mean? Take him out. Let me plug in for a sec. But what was I saying? Yeah, it was came down to the last play, though. Like, I think that and God Fokker, you're saying it too in here. The Celtics would beat that Lakers team more often than not. You know what I mean? Like, they will come later on in the season. They'll beat that team. They will. But we can be annoyed at that. Like, they had their chance. They had their chance. And yes, it's Celtics Lakers. I see someone in here saying that. Let's see, HL Braun Jr. Like, Celtics Lakers totally different, but you know, we'd be wrong to just dismiss the fact that the Celtics could have ended that game. You know, like it was almost a sort of game where, okay, hey, we're up by, I think it was 18, like 15, something like that, and it's like, all right, we're up by 18. Now let's change what we're doing and let them back into it. That's what annoys me. Sean said something up here. Do we overvalue Brad Stevens? This year, I think Brad Stevens has been on the hot seat a little bit more than he has ever. But, like, he's made some good plays, but not good plays, good coaching moves, but also just some blunders. Like tonight, taking out Jaylen Brown with an 18-point lead when Jaylen Brown was the one that was just absolutely dominating. Right? Jaylen Brown takes out of the game, and the Lakers turn it to 9 points at halftime? That's a 9-point swing. That wasn't a good move, and that's what it is. It's not necessarily Brad Stevens' like philosophies and stuff. I think we can just all admit that Brad Stevens has had a couple rotational errors. Like, there was that game. What was it? Hold on. Let me think here. When he took Kyrie and Marcus Morris out against Houston, right? He took Kyrie and Marcus Morris out against Houston, and down the tubes the team went. You know what I mean? Like, down the tubes the team went. So that's the thing that Brad Stevens is messing up on. It's not, I think people shit on him a little bit too much and give him too much blame sometimes, because I think it's as simple as this rotation, he doesn't exactly know exactly what to do, because the way these guys play, some of them are inconsistent. Like Marcus Morris, he probably thought Marcus Morris was going to be a little bit more productive tonight. So all of a sudden you got to be coaching on the thing, and he's still a young coach. So, I mean, like, you know, yeah, I'll blame that part on Brad Stevens. I'll blame losing that 18-point lead. And Adnan's in here saying, yes, exactly. He said it at halftime. You know, you know what? You sub out the wrong guy at a wrong time. That can fuck up your entire game and entire momentum. It really is. You take out the wrong guy, and Brad Stevens does it a lot. Brad Stevens almost has like, which to a degree I respect because it can be good. Never get too hot, never get too cold. Like Jaylen Brown, he's hot as hell, right? Brad Stevens doesn't care. He stick it to his plan, takes him out. Well, guess what? Came back to bite him in the ass tonight. Came back to bite him in the ass tonight. Again, we have the shirt of the stream. We're gonna start doing that now. $16.99 for the JT Smooth shirt. You'll see it up in the let's see up here. I think I did that right. On GuyBostonSports.com/store. Use the code Celtics Live. You get 10% off. It's already a discounted shirt. I think it's $20 regular. So we have it. 20% off or so. Pick it up if you would like to. Celtics Live 10% off. But yeah, back to Brad Stevens. It's like that's who I blame. Everyone was saying stuff about Kyrie, and actually even here, Al Oresti says trade Kyrie in here. Well, a little late for that. We're about 7 hours too late to even consider that now, because Kyrie next time they're gonna have the option to trade him, he's gonna be a free agent, so it doesn't work like that. But I just can't blame Kyrie too much for this because the Celtics still put up 128 points while Kyrie was bad, and Kyrie killed it at the end of the game. You know what I mean? Killed it. Jay Caesar, that's a good point because that's something I wanted to talk about. Jay Caesar says he believes Jaylen should earn his minutes before sorry, little rattle. Jaylen has earned his minutes and should replace Morris. Yep, I totally agree. But I don't know if you're going too small then, like Morris replaced Hayward. Let's remember that. Smart replaced Jaylen, who Smart has still been good, just defensively. But Jaylen's getting there. But also now we're talking about Brad Stevens' little moves that can mess things up. You think that if he changes the starting lineup, would it hit the shitter? I don't know. But yeah, Jay Caesar, I do agree with you. So though I even say it could mess things up just because you're messing with the rotation and stuff, I totally agree. Jaylen has proven, including me and including a lot of y'all in the stream here, Jaylen has proven everyone wrong. From everyone that said we should trade him, one, and two, just I don't know, just in terms of everyone that wanted just to trade him for nothing. I know in my streams we've seen that too. Like trade him for someone that's even far less superior. No, he's Jaylen Brown is starting to get there. Jaylen Brown is starting to get there. And again, he's the reason. We can't forget that he's the reason that the Celtics pulled away. Right? He's the reason Celtics pulled away to 18, and then they got taken out. That's the thing. So I do put this on the rotation. That's this loss. I know it came down to a last second. Could have gone both ways. We're having completely different conversations. That's a fact. We're having completely different conversations if that ball doesn't go in or they get the rebound after that. That's just true. You know what I mean? Like we have to recognize that the Celtics, I was ready to jump on here happy and cheery, like realize that this is not one of those losses to the Magic, the Heat, or the Nets. That's not what happened. But there was a 5-minute period, and then even in the second half, where the Celtics just blew what they were doing. They blew what they were doing. It was like they had the lead. They had everything clicking. They were firing on all cylinders without Kyrie even scoring. And then Brad Stevens took out Jaylen Brown, made some rotational changes, and then literally seconds after that, LeBron started to do some things, and they just went off. Like, you know what I mean? It was Jay Caesar, let's see what you say here. Gordon Hayward could not keep up with the Lakers. Yeah, he's just not back yet. I'm still not ready to sell off on Hayward, but I don't think we gotta lower expectations for him just for now. Like, give him some time. I've said since the beginning, anyways. Like this team is going to be good in the next year or next 2 years. You know what I mean? Gordon Hayward's still under contract for then. We'll see what happens. Boston Strong 34 says Marcus Smart should have been on the floor for the last possession. Yeah. I mean, this is all the stuff we're saying is all Brad Stevens stuff. Like, it stinks. Brad Stevens is a good coach. He has a really good way of coaching, but he makes little errors, and it's just because this is a brand new team. It's a brand new team. It is. It's like this is not the same team as last year, obviously, and it's just a brand new team. A few errors. I blame this loss on in the middle of the game there, right around halftime. That's what happened. If the Celtics played a little bit better when they were up, if they played a little bit better when they were up 18 points, then it doesn't come down to one shot, right? You know what I mean? If you guys are liking the stream right now, make sure you're tapping the heart button or tapping the screen. Helps more people get in here. Helps everyone else. Helps more people get in here and have the conversation flow too. So if you are liking the stream, make sure to show me some love with the tapping there. Definitely helps. But Tice, yeah, I see a few of you guys talking about Tice down there. Tice is a beast. I tweeted out Tice had his fucking Wheaties tonight. That was good. That was a positive because there has been a few games that Tice is like, everyone's shitting on Tice, right? Like, oh, Tice did this. And I've always said, you can't say Tice is your problem, but Tice was a factor tonight. Boston Strong 34. Yeah, I've been saying that for however long I've been on the stream now. Once Jaylen left the game, 18 points turned into like less than 9, and then they finished the half at 9. Whatever the hell it was. Jaylen Brown out of the game. That's when they lost. And it just Brad Stevens sticks to his plan sometimes, which is good in some senses, but not good in the other sense. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Jaylen's hot as all hell. Jaylen's firing. Jaylen's a stud right now. All right, well, I said I was going to take him out at this minute mark and put in this rotation. So what are you doing? You know what I mean? Why are you taking him out? But again, same with the Brad Stevens philosophy. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Well, the Celtics they were one bounce away from winning that game, and we would have been saying, let's go beat LA. Fuck the Lakers. Like, let's go Celtics. Fuck LeBron. Didn't happen like that, though. It didn't. So don't get too low on this loss because, again, this was not a loss to the Nets when they lost to the 3 in a row to Orlando, Miami, and then Brooklyn. Like, that's not one of these losses. Not even close. Not even close. Let's see. Jay Caesar says Kyrie was pretty horrible on defense tonight. If anyone noticed, he didn't get back to the two shooters. Kyrie was like he was complaining a lot tonight because he wasn't getting the calls. Like that's why Kyrie was sucking in the beginning of the game. And I started to notice like what the hell was he like? He would just be walking like going like this to the ref, and I'm like, dude, you're in a pretty fucking fast-paced game, man. Like get back on defense. What are you doing? Pat smacks his IDK how the Celtics don't get up for this game at home. Yeah, but I don't know if I totally agree. Like I think the Celtics did get up. Right? Like they think about how they came out firing and stuff. They didn't stay up. I'll give you that. But the Celtics got up. Celtics, everyone but Kyrie got up for that game. Like Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Daniel Tice. Those guys were ready to run through a wall tonight. For it. I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't think they didn't get up for it, but they didn't keep that level of intensity. They didn't. I mean, that's just clear because they would have stepped on the Lakers' throat. Out of all teams in the goddamn league, the Lakers, they didn't step on their throat. All they had to do was just step on his throat. Yeah, Pat, I know that some of them didn't, but as a team, you scored 128 points, you came out firing, you had an 18-point lead in one of the more hyped up games of the year. They came out, they got up, they just didn't stay up. Like Marcus Smart, even to use the name you bring up against you, Marcus Smart had 2 quick threes. He didn't stay up. Boston Strong says Kuzma saved the Lakers' ass. You could say that again. It's just I don't know. It's tough. Matty Vaught says, did you hear a whistle on that last play? No, I didn't hear one. You also say Horford has to secure that rebound. Yeah, I think that the ball bounces one more way, and we're talking a different ball game here. It's just that's a fact. Smart, Morris, and Kyrie did not shoot well. If they had won by 30, we let them back in. Yeah, again, I think they lost in the middle of that game. You know what I mean? No one, to what we were talking about staying hot, Marcus Smart fell off the edge of the earth. Kyrie never was really there. And it's just like, you let him back into a game when you could have beat them. You could have beat them. Do I think any moves or any buyout candidates will come? I've heard a lot about Enes Kanter. Good rebounder, definitely good offensively. I don't know how much he would necessarily play. I've heard that he might be getting a close to minimum deal too, which would be great. But he's a terrible defender. Like if he can get his defensive act together, then sure. But we'll have to see, cause that's the only name that's really been brought up to me in any talks or anything. Anyone I've talked to, but he would definitely help with the rebounds, 1,000%. Yeah, let's get a few last questions in here. we'll turn in for the night after Celtics loss. Always the worst. I could stay on these streams for hours if the Celtics win, but now it's like I just got to get to sleep. Thank you guys for smashing the heart button there. It helps out. Definitely helps out. Helps us get more people in here. Michael David says the rebounding has been our Achilles all year. And let's see. Yeah, you can't let a team come into your house and drop 22 triples. Yeah, see, that's it. The Lakers just had a historic night too. So I don't know. This is not. I see a lot of people in the chat and on Twitter too, like really complaining about the loss. I'm pretty pissed about it too. Like mad because it's the Lakers and because it's a hyped up game, but I think we can definitely all agree. We could all agree, right, that this is not a loss to the Magic or something. Like they at least this game was like when they lost to the Warriors. They played well, but they kind of screwed up at the end. And you know what I'd say, if Kyrie has a strong game all game long, they blow him out. If Brad Stevens doesn't make that one fuck up in the middle of the game, they probably blow him out. That's what it is. It is what it's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's Tatum's burner says embarrassing loss. That's not a bad word for it. It's like you had that game. You know what I mean? I'm not pissed about the loss, but it's pretty embarrassing because Rondo did it to you, and then with LeBron carrying them, it's like, oh, come on. Because let's see. So Pat, you're saying I think this loss hurts more because of the lack of addition at the deadline. Yeah, I mean the East definitely got better, right? Oh yeah, you say that too in your next thing. Yeah, the East 1000% got better, which is a little difficult. I do think the only thing that the sliver of hope the Celtics have, if they're looking at Anthony Davis, they really believe that they can get him. At least he didn't get dealt. That's their win. But I mean, you talk about the Raptors getting better. Even the Bucks getting Mirotic. That's a small win that's gonna go a long way for them. A long way for them. Stretching the floor, opening the floor for a guy like Giannis. A long way. And then what am I missing? Philly getting Tobias Harris. Yeah, tough. So the East just got a little bit better. But again, I'm still on the patient route. Obviously, you want to win these games. Obviously, you want to take these games. But I'm still on the patient route. Like I said, I told myself, I think it was after the Brooklyn loss, I said I'm not gonna get too high about these wins or about these losses either. I'm almost reset mode. Like I want to take each game as it is, and then hopefully in a year or so we're an absolute powerhouse. Because I just see more time. We need to click. The team needs to click. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see them putting it all together this year. They might. I mean, they could prove me wrong. Hell, I've been wrong plenty of times. If they could do that, if they could somehow just put it all together, right? Put it all together, piece it together, go win a championship this year, crazy. Um, Kylon says, how long do we have to be patient for? I'm thinking to win a championship, I don't know, a couple of years, but like it could happen before that. Next year they could be great. Like I'm trying to just take each game as it is. Trying to teach each game as it is. It's like they're not who we thought they were this year, but that's not going to change because that's already in the past, right? It's already in the past. It's not gonna change. They've already kind of stunk this year in terms of what we thought. So I'm not. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough question. I mean, it's a good question, but it's tough. How long do we have to be patient? I have no idea. I'm thinking next year they're just a way better team. Like finals, go to the finals, maybe lose to Golden State again, depending on if they have KD still or not, or Clay still or not, or whenever he's up. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. It's I don't know. It's interesting to think about because like at the beginning of the year, it's like, holy shit, this team's going to the finals. Midway through the season, I was like, wow, like what's going on? And now we're at the point where I am trying to take each game as it is, just game by game. This game stunk to loss. One bounce though, and it goes the Celtics' way. That's a fact. So we can't get too down on this game. We can just take like what I took from it. Brad Stevens, the one blunder there, and Kyrie Irving kind of let us down in the middle of the game, but he did turn it on. But yeah, we'll wrap that up for tonight, guys. Thank you all for tuning in again. You know, don't get too down on that loss. It sucks. That was a tough damn game to lose because you should have killed them. They were up 18. They should have stepped on their throat. Jaylen Brown should have kept playing. We should have spanked the Lakers. The Lakers got lucky, just in terms of how things went down. But This was not a bad loss. One thing in the game, that rotation mishap, one thing in the game really lost it. I think so. But yeah, Maddie says the Patriots are champions. Yes, they are. 6 rings. If you like the shirt, GuyBostonSports.com/store. Um, and yeah, Pat says good work, bro. Thanks. Yeah, I can't do these streams without your conversation, guys. And you guys were awesome tonight. Again, you know what I mean? Like it just take each game by game. That's how I'm gonna do it. Take each game by game. Take each stream by stream. That's what we got to do. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.